Hey, I'm John and I work at DAP Repair, and I've been there for a little over 3 months since we opened. And here's my 1980 Rabbit pickup. So it's a 1980 Volkswagen Rabbit pickup with a 3.6 VR6 engine in it. The motor is from a 2006 Volkswagen Passat. It's running on regular Passat management that's been tuned by my buddy Marty in New York. The wiring harness was made by my buddy Dave in New York. The engine was able to be placed easily in the truck from Eurowise. They make a kit here in Charlotte to do so. So when we dynoed the truck at 300.96 wheel horsepower and 282 foot-pounds of torque. That's a decent amount when it's in a Passat, but it's also a super heavy car. Now that it's in a 2,000-pound vehicle, it's really just makes for a complete tire slayer. It'll spin pretty much all the way through third gear, just completely useless from a dig. But it's pretty fast on the highway too. It just gets a little scary past like 140. It's not meant for that.
You take this thing 140?
Yeah. Not okay. So originally my plan for the truck was to put a 225 TT engine in the truck. I had bought a car, pulled the motor, and then this motor came up for sale, and nobody else was really doing it. There was kind of only one other person at the time. So I sold my TT engine, and I bought this engine, and went through it, did all the timing stuff, did all the cooling stuff, pretty much made it reliable where I wanted to take it out and never mess with it again. The hardest thing probably to put the motor in the truck was the intake manifold. That's probably the worst part of it all. It's so big and it is not made to fit in that engine bay. I had to cut the front of the truck off, put the motor in, and then put everything in it afterwards. Put the radiator in first and then put the intake manifold on. There were some clearance issues with my alternator. I really think that was probably the hardest part. Driving it is kind of difficult. It has a manual cable clutch, so I never converted it to a hydraulic clutch. It has a stage 2 clutch in it also, so it's kind of heavy. Traffic is terrible. It gets very hot in the truck. It has terrible airflow. It has no power steering. I'd say the best parts about the truck is that it has the bench seat. In my opinion, that makes way more room in the truck versus bucket seats. I probably will never ever put a bucket seat in the truck. So I actually put this engine in the truck about a year ago, and now I guess I'm already bored of it. It's kind of what I do. I get bored very fast. So I'm actually selling the engine, and my plans are to build a 1.8 turbo engine. We're shooting for anywhere from 400 to 500 wheel horsepower. It'll be a GTX 3071, pretty much just a highway vehicle, and it'll be even more useless than it is now. So the wheels I have on it are 3-piece OZ Fittipaldis. They're, I think, 7s up front and 8.5s in the back. It's a Porsche fitment wheel. They're okay. They're not my first wheel choice, but I enjoy the way they look. So since the wheels don't exactly fit properly, as most of you guys enjoy, it does rub the fenders quite a bit in the rear. Usually after a good run down the highway, there'll be rubber pretty much splattered all over the side of the truck. It's not the most beneficial thing, but it is what it is. So I spray painted the engine bay because the truck's not really worth doing a professional paint job on it, and it's just a brown metallic paint that I got from the hobby store, and I had to use a lot of cans of it. But I don't know, I like flake a lot, so I enjoy it. Most people don't, but that's fine. The truck's really quiet. It has a pretty gnarly muffler on it, which probably robs some horsepower, but it makes the truck actually enjoyable to drive. It's not so dang loud, so that helps a bunch. I made the exhaust. It's a 2.5 inch downpipes into a 3-inch collector. It's all stainless steel, TIG welded, because nobody makes one currently, so I had to make one myself. So the reason I have the truck really is, I guess it goes back to when I actually had a really nice yellow truck that didn't have an engine, and I never finished it, and I sold it. And I really regretted it, and now I found this truck that's kind of my style, I guess. It's not very flashy, so that's one of the main reasons I got it. But also, I enjoy having a small truck, and I actually utilize it quite a bit. Pretty much if it fits in the bed, I'll put it in there. And I just have a strong love for really Mark 1 vehicles. Really always have. Truck was pulled out of a field, if I'm not mistaken, and pretty much built with all just parts in his garage. It had a 2-liter ABA in it when I got it, which that motor was fine, but I don't know, why not go bigger, right? I don't know why, but there's grind marks in it. The dude who pulled it out of the field, that's how he acquired it. I don't know if somebody was trying to make a patina truck or something, but that's just the way it looks now. It's kind of rusty underneath, but it looks okay, I guess, from afar. So it works for me, and it's fast, so I guess it makes up for it. So I actually drove the truck from Charlotte, North Carolina to around Reading, Pennsylvania for a show called Mark 1 Madness. Instead of sleeping in a tent, I just put my air mattress in the back of the truck with a canopy over the bed. Seemed pretty logical to me. Why not utilize the truck for whatever I could use it for? So that was like a 1,200 mile round trip. Wasn't the most comfortable trip I've taken, but it was worth it. I think there was a total of 45 Rabbit pickups there, and that's just trucks, not including other Rabbit cars. So it's pretty cool that I'm kind of one of many that's still around. Since the clutch is so annoying to really drive daily, I have a 2004 Volkswagen Jetta TDI pump deuce car. It's completely stock and it's fantastic, and the AC is very cold. When that doesn't work, I have a Harley Sportster that I ride. The 04 Jetta is the newest car I've ever had. Usually I just always have old stuff, and just because it's cheaper, I guess. Till it goes to its new owner. Makes it even more scary that the brakes don't work very well. I wish I could do standing burnouts, but I don't have an e-brake because of the luxury of my bench seat. So I have to park it in gear also. When I went to Madness, the kid that came with me, I got tired and I made him drive, and every gear, it was terrible.